Hey, it's I've Decided, and this one is all about reverence. We have our guest, Juanita Williams, one amazing lady. She is the founder of Women Emerged, and she equips women to heal from sexual trauma, empower their voice, and live renewed and free. Stay tuned for more from I've Decided.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our I've Decided podcast. I'm Kim Martin, founder of I've Decided, and I am here with one of our amazing members, but also my friend and entrepreneur and all these amazing. She's got a lot of talents. We're going to talk about all those. She might even sing us a song. You never know. Mrs. Juanita Williams.
Thank you so much for having me, Kim.
Thanks for being here with me today.
Thank you for that awesome and amazing introduction. Friends.
Well, it is true. Well, it is absolutely true. You can do all of those. You're an entrepreneur. You're my friend. You're a member, and you can sing.
Yes,
and you can probably, and she can have podcasts and speak and all that.
Absolutely.
Public speaking and writing books and
oh yeah, I love to write.
The list goes on and on. So I'm excited to have you here. Our topic today is going to be geared around our weekly winning word at I've Decided, which is reverence. Interesting word, and it can go in a lot of different ways. So I'm excited to hear what your take on it is.
Okay.
And though I'm excited to learn about emerged. That is a cool word. I love that because emerged, it's like you're coming up.
Absolutely.
And so,
that's absolutely it.
So tell us a little bit about that entrepreneurial side of you and this organization that you founded.
Yes. So I started Emerged actually last year. I registered the business last year. So this is part of my rebranding. And I have to give all credit to our Heavenly Father because He is the one that gave me Emerged. So I'll just tell you a little bit about the acronym.
Okay.
So emerged means the E is empowered by struggles. The M is motivated by challenges. The E is empowered by overcoming. The R is renewed by faith. The G is graced by love. The E is equipped to change. And the D is divinely destined to win.
Amen.
So that's what emerged means.
Oh, my gosh, we got to talk about those just a little bit because I love all of those. Empowered by struggles. Think about that. We were doing a little discussion right before we hit the record button on this podcast, if you're watching the video, or podcast, if you're listening to it. But we were doing a little discussion about reverence. And I said, we can even be reverent to our struggles, to things of our past that aren't so good, but we reverence them as a part of our life.
Yes.
And we recognize that they made us who we are.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of what you're saying. They're empowered by struggles.
Absolutely.
Our struggles can empower us.
Absolutely. They can. And
I have never heard that said like that before.
Well, that's how God works.
I know. I just got chills. Yes. I love that. Are you empowered by your struggles?
Yes.
Because sometimes we let our struggles crush
shut us down. Yeah, they shut
us down. And we've experienced that at times in our lives, but we have emerged.
Yes.
Okay. Motivated by challenges.
Yes. So we all have challenges in life, right?
Right.
We do.
Yeah.
So instead of us getting down and letting those challenges get us down, we let them motivate us to move farther.
Yes.
And to grow.
To be better, to keep going.
Yes.
Empowered by overcoming. So then when you overcome those challenges and struggles, you feel empowered.
Yes, they make you stronger. This is what the word says. Those trials and challenges come to make us stronger.
Yeah.
And they build us and they shape us. So we're motivated by those challenges.
And empowered by overcoming them. Yes. And then we're renewed by our faith because we believe that the best is yet to come. In this life, we have struggles.
Yes, we do.
But we got something to look forward to. So regardless, the best is yet to come. And I was actually having a conversation with someone not long ago, and they said, "You're always so optimistic." I said, "Well, the best is always yet to come."
Yes.
And they said, "Not always. How do you know that? You don't know what's coming." And I said, Well, as a Christian, I know heaven's coming.
Yes.
So no matter what happens here,
Yes.
the best is yet to come. And of course, she was a Christian too. And she smiled. She goes, I never thought about it like that.
Yes,
But
yes,
even if we, if we think about our hard times, our struggles, we can always focus even on that.
Absolutely.
Right? That if that's what we have to focus on, to remember that the best is yet to come to get us through these trials.
Yes, our better days.
Better days, renewed by faith, graced by love.
Yes.
Oh, sure. So where's your heart? Where was your heart with that one? I mean, I kind of get the idea, obviously, but
the love of our Father. He surrounds us with his love. He is love.
Right.
So we are graced by his love daily. We are graced by his love in whatever we may be going through. We know that he is walking right beside us and he loves us and he's going to love us through it.
And his grace is sufficient.
It is sufficient for all.
Equipped to change.
Yes.
And I love the last two. I'm going to love on a minute because we are equipped to change.
Yes.
We can change.
Yes.
We can change. You can change.
Absolutely.
I can change. You can change.
Yes.
We all can change.
You just have to want to.
You have to decide to.
Yes.
Stick that stake in the ground.
Stick that stake in the ground. That's right.
You have to make that decision that you're going to, but people can change. Do you know that there are people that believe that that's not true?
I do.
There are people that believe that you can't change. You are who you are.
Exactly.
This is what you got. You cannot change.
But you can.
But you can.
Yes.
We're both living proof.
We are. We are. I mean, you look at our past and where we've come from and look at how God has changed us and brought us forward. So you can change no matter what.
Yep. Your environment changes. You change.
Yes.
The people you hang around with.
Yes.
The education that you have, learning more, being more, spending time.
Yes.
Learning from people that don't have the same thoughts as you.
Exactly.
So you can listen to understand and grow.
So I heard the quote, if you change your people, you change your world.
Woo.
So you have to change who you hang around with if you want real change.
Yeah. And that's a sign too. I have a brother who struggles with addiction and he's been in and out of prison and he always goes back to the same people.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had this conversation over and over and over.
Yeah.
You go back to the same people, you're going to end up at the same spot.
Yes.
If you truly desire to change,
yes.
your surroundings have to change.
Absolutely.
Who you hang around with has to change. Now, somebody might argue, well, I can't change if I'm, my home life, if my parents are this or my, what I mean. And that is true to a certain degree. If you have a situation where you're counting on someone for your livelihood but there's where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
I will say that.
And
that too shall pass, especially if it's your parents. You will grow up. You will grow up.
Yes.
Or, if it's maybe a parent, or a sibling, someone that you love dearly.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
that you're like, I don't want to dismiss them from my life.
All right.
And you don't have to dismiss your siblings, but you don't have to be with them every day, all day.
You set boundaries.
You set boundaries.
And even in that situation, you can change your mindset.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
That's a change.
Yes.
Change your mindset.
Or you can listen to the podcast like this.
Yes.
Instead of listening to them, you can put on your headset and listen to positive stuff.
Absolutely.
Things that make a difference.
Absolutely.
And then this last one, which I absolutely love, because I have to share. I heard a speaker once. Now, I think they even had a book written, Born to Lose. And I was like, that did not sit well with me. I'm like, I like divinely designed to win. I think we're born to win.
Yes.
I think we have the ability to win. And God intended for us to win, to achieve our goals, to achieve our purpose.
Absolutely.
So I believe, and I think you do too, because of what you wrote, that we're born to win.
We are born.
We're not born to lose. We could be born into a situation that makes it look like we should lose.
Right.
Right.
But we still win.
But we were born to win.
Yes.
And when we
I'd be
focus on
interested
that.
in reading that book to see what are you talking about.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have it on my bookshelf, and I haven't read it because I just haven't. I didn't love that. I was like, but her point was amazing. She was a fabulous speaker.
Okay.
I mean, really, the points that she was making, and I know what she was saying. Her point was she was born into a situation that appeared like she should not win.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, it was a terrible situation that she was born into and lived through and foster and homes and said that she would be nothing and, abused verbally, physically, all of that.
Okay.
So her point was you're born into a situation that appears like you have.
Okay.
And, if that's true, then I was born into that situation. Maybe you were too.
Yes.
And maybe you're listening, watching, and you were too.
Yes.
But we won. We're here. We're winners.
Yes.
So that's what she's saying. Her point.
Gotcha.
So I still think she could have titled that a little bit better, like appeared to lose, but I was born to win,
right,
or something like that. But I know what she was saying.
Different title, but I guess maybe she was getting it to
the point she was making.
Yeah.
So I love that, and that just totally went off on a whole side street there, a little detour with your emerged. Because I really felt like we had to talk about those a little bit because those are just too good not to have a little conversation. Yes. But before we dive into our word reverence, so emerged. I mean, obviously God gave you all of that, and I can understand that because that's how he did for me with Decide.
Yes.
Someone will say, how did you come up with Decide, the 6 steps to success, or the 10 pieces of the puzzle for success? And I'm like, God did that. It was just in there and it came out and there it was. I don't know. But you're rebranded a little bit because you started your journey when you first became a member of I've Decided. You were doing a very similar thing. Obviously, you're not changing your goal, but you've rebranded with a little bit of a different name and thought and idea. So tell me, kind of where it started, what your mission is, and how did the emerged? Where does that fit in, and what you guys do?
So when I initially started with I've Decided, I was doing the Hope Tour.
Yes,
and that is spreading awareness of sexual abuse, because that is my story. That's where I started, and it's helping other women to share their stories and then to end silent suffering. So. In the rebranding, the mission is still the same, and it's to cultivate deeper community among women, and to equip them by helping them to overcome abuse. That's still my mission.
Okay.
And how I would do that is the Lord. I always go refer back to Him because He gave me a program, online school program. The online academy is Woman Emerged.
Okay.
And the program is Rediscovering You.
Ooh.
So in that program, we talk about your heritage. We start with God because everything starts with God. People may not believe that. If you're not a believer, just know it still starts with God.
I know. You don't have to believe it to be true.
Right. It starts with God. We talk about heritage. We talk about characteristics, where we get our characteristics from genes, from our environment. And we talk about like self-discovery, self-acceptance, and then there's some other things, maintaining your freedom after you get free and you get healed. There's some other things that's in that program as well. And it's used to help women to heal, to get free, to get whole, and to walk in their deliverance, and to know that there is always hope.
Yes.
Never give up.
The best is
hope.
yet to come. Always.
The best is yet to come.
No matter what. I love that. So you're putting them through like a online. So it's a school that they're going through, like a growth, personal development, kind of like what we do with I Decide. It's personal development growth, but geared specifically towards women who have struggled with abuse.
Yes.
And so you're just taking them. How long is this program?
It's for 3 months. So I'll be with you for 90 days.
Okay.
Taking you through the program. And then I actually walk with you for a year. So you get, in the program, you'll get 3 monthly not monthly checkups, 3 checkups, what do you call quarterly checkups.
Okay.
After you finish the program, you get 3 quarterly checkups. And then there are other bonuses as well in the program. So, you get free ebooks.
Sure. And they come into the community.
They come
now, is this a group? Are they group learning, or are you doing one-on-one coaching?
I do group coaching and one-to-one coaching.
Okay.
It just depends on the program that you pick.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they come into the community.
And then you get a group of community of women.
Yes. Awesome. That have overcome the same kind of similar circumstances and share the stories.
Exactly.
And then you have events for them.
Yes. So the Hope Tour will be coming back.
Right. Because that's the event.
That's where we'll be able to share. You'll be able to share your story as well.
Yeah.
with the whole tour. So this is what I want to do. I want to help women empower their voices to get their voices back.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of us, because of the sexual abuse, we've been muted. Our voices have been taken away, either through self-muting, where we decide that, we don't want to deal with the guilt and shame of it, so we just don't say anything about it, or our parents or whoever we may have told, they may have told us that we were liars. So
They didn't
therefore,
believe
we
you.
shut down and we don't say anything about it. So I want to help them empower their voice again, get their voice back, and have the power to share their story boldly, unashamedly, no condemnation, no judgment.
That's awesome. I love that. I got chills. And because I think that they can say they cannot believe you, but they can also believe you, but tell you not to say anything.
Exactly.
Shame you.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
shame is huge.
Yes.
I hate that word. I really despise that word, shame. I don't like when someone says shame on you.
Yeah,
I don't like shame. I think if that were the case, we'd all be living in shame, because we all have things we should be ashamed of.
Exactly.
And, but praise the Lord, in Christ, we have no shame.
Amen to
and
that.
So and our forgiveness is constantly ongoing.
Yes.
So we don't ever have to go, oh, I'm ashamed. It's just constant.
Right. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
I love all of that. I really do. I'm so excited for you. And I've seen you grow over the last few years, and I've seen you, share your story with me and others. I watch your live videos. I've joined in.
The Tuesday Truths.
Yeah, sing it.
Oh, you want me to sing it right now?
Yeah.
Tuesday Truths. You can catch that Facebook Live. You can catch it on IG, and now it's on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yes.
I told you she could sing. We might get some more out of her before the show's over. You never know. But I love, every time I hear it, I'm like, Tuesday Truths. Of course, I don't sound like you do, but I think I do when I'm singing.
This is great.
But I think I do when I'm singing it with you.
Yeah.
It's so catchy, and it's like, oh, I hear it, and I'm like, oh, what is Juanita saying today? So there you go. I love all that. And I love seeing that. And I want to help you in any way that we can to promote what you're doing, to get the word out there and to share, because it's good. It's needed. And I love that. Emerged.
Yes.
Emerged. Okay. Well, this week every week I've decided what we do for our members is we send out a weekly winning resource, right? And in that weekly winning resource, it's always geared around a word, because we can just use that as the topic of the week and build our articles on it and our social media. And it's kind of fun. And so this week, the word is reverence. And a lot of times people think, because I'm the founder of I've Decided, I come up with all the words. I place them in certain orders and well, I have to be honest, every now and then I do place a word in a specific place if it really makes sense. So like if someone is giving me a word like celebration, I might place that around Christmas or a holiday. But rarely do I do that. Usually only about 3 or 4 words do I kind of place at a certain time, because it'll be that word.
Yes.
But I actually get words. It's become this thing. I get text messages, emails. People are run into someone and they'll go, I got a word. And they start sharing these words with me, and I just start writing them down.
Okay.
And then I take and I plug them into a calendar for the new year. And I just put them up. I pray over them. I know that's weird.
No,
but
that's not weird.
I know you don't think it's weird.
Yes.
Somebody might think it's weird, but you don't think it's weird. But I do. I pray over them like, Lord, let these words disperse in the way that you want them to, that would glorify you, and it would be perfect timing for all of them.
Yes.
And it is. It's crazy. And sometimes it's like only God could align them in that order,
Yeah, and then you really get tears.
So the funny thing is sometimes the words pop up. The point of all of that blabbering is sometimes the words pop up and I'm like, where did that word come from? Who came up with that word, and why is it here, and what am I going to talk about at this? And so it's funny, these words. And so this week with reverence, I was like, okay, well, obviously as a Christian, reverence has a lot of meaning to me, right?
Yes.
And above all things, reverence of God. I know that I'm a human and God is God and I am not, and I'm reverent. And it's that reverence fear, but not the fear kind of scary, like
Right.
someone who's abusing you, fear
Right.
scary, but that fear, which the definition of reverence is a feeling or attitude of deep respect
Yes.
tinged with awe.
Yes.
So it's that. It's
Yes.
like I am in awe of who God is, and I
Yes.
know He's God, and I'm not. And everything I have comes from Him. And anytime He speaks, something could change.
Yes.
So it's that reverence fear, which is way different than running for your life, scared to death.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
So as a Christian, I mean, I love the word. But on the same token, maybe somebody's listening today that might not be a Christian. And we also have members within our community who might be a little more agnostic or a different faith, not even of a Christian faith.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Lord, so how do I, I'm always trying to think, how do I make it relative to all and also keep the real meaning of it? And so we tried to do that. And I found an article that was really, what it was really a synopsis or like maybe even like a rating on a book that this guy read. He read this book that was written by, let me find it, Paul Woodruff. Paul Woodruff wrote this book called Reverence.
Okay.
And the article was written about the book, like the points in there. So it's almost like psychology behind it. Like, what was he thinking? Was he right in certain areas? And kind of just took you on this real deep dive into their thoughts behind this book, Reverence. Okay. So one of the things he said is reverence. The book said reverence was a lost virtue.
Oh.
But this guy that was doing the critic, we'll just say the critic of the book,
okay,
because that's kind of what he was doing, was critiquing the book in this article. He said it's more of an attitude, and so I'm like, well, are virtues and attitudes kind of one and the same? What are your thoughts on that? Like, so do you think reverence is a virtue and a virtue won't hurt you? Or do you think it's like an attitude that we have to practice? And because I think attitudes are practiced behaviors, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I never thought of reverence as a virtue. So that's something I have to mull over. But I see it more as an attitude. Like you said, something that we have to practice and practice daily. And of course, and with me thinking about reverence, I always think about God first. And unfortunately, how we have lost our reverence for Him. And we just kind of treat Him like maybe a trophy on the shelf or something like that.
Or pray when we're in really need. Somebody we love's, sick or something happens to us tragically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah.
Otherwise, we just don't. We go to Him like He's a genie in a bottle. I know people say that all the time, but like He can do something magical. I mean, He does still perform miracles.
But He's not a genie in a bottle.
He is not a genie in a bottle. That is not. So we are supposed to reverence Him daily. And it is a daily attitude. Like how you see Him. How in awe of Him you should be, even if you're not. How in awe of Him you should be.
Yeah.
You can just think about your body. Your body is a miracle. Think about how your body functions. It's a miracle. And it's a miracle that we get to wake up every day. So that's how I look at it, as being an attitude. It's something that we should practice every day.
Yes, I agree. I see that too. I think I'm in agree. I think that's what I think too. I've been mulling it over, as you say, but I kind of come to that conclusion that maybe it could be a virtue, but more than anything, I think that it is a practiced behavior.
Yeah.
And when it comes to reverence, I feel like we've lost not only have we lost our reverence for God and who He is, but we've lost our reverence for humankind.
Amen to that.
I feel like we've lost our reverence for just human beings, people, life.
Yes.
In general. And we see ourselves above other people, or we judge and think we're better in certain areas.
That is true.
And I think, we got to come back and say, we are all equal. We're all human beings.
Right.
which means we were all created
Yes.
by God.
Yes.
We're all on the same playing field, and because one person might have made a mistake, or one person did this, or we all are still on the same playing field.
That's right.
We aren't God.
We are not.
And we need to be reverent to humans, to people, to life, to just
I agree.
everything.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
agree.
we're losing it. I want to share. He said, so Paul Woodruff writes, this is what he writes in his book.
Okay.
He says it's a forgotten virtue, but we agree it's attitude.
Mhm.
I'm curious, you think that through, mull it over, decide what you think. But here's what he says, and these are kind of deep, but I love deep stuff. Gives you something to think about.
Okay.
Power without reverence is a flame with arrogance.
Ooh.
And I'm like, that is that. Think about that.
I would have to agree with that.
If you are in a position of power,
yes.
and that can be, oh my goodness, so many areas.
Mhm.
You can be a manager at your job. That's
Mhm.
a position of power.
Mhm.
You can be in politics. That could
Mhm.
put you in a position of power.
Mhm.
You could be a parent.
Mhm.
That could put you in a position of power.
Yes.
You could be a big brother or a big sister.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You could be a teacher, an educator.
Yes.
Anything, a law officer, law enforcement,
Mhm.
whatever we want to say, anything that puts you in that state of power over
Yes,
someone
over
else.
Somebody else. Yes.
Okay. And most of us could find someone that we have that state of power over, even if you're a big sister or big brother,
Right.
unless you're a baby. They're powerless.
Right.
Right. But other than that, at some point in our lives, all of us have had that
Mhm.
power over someone somewhere.
Yes.
And if you're not reverent, then that power is arrogance. It's saying, I am the boss.
I'm the big dog.
I'm the big dog, and you're
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Do what I say do.
Right.
And that's how it becomes. And
Yes.
nobody can respect or revere or have reverence for that.
Absolutely not. That's egotistical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to be careful. You got to reverence people and have a respect for them. And anyways,
Absolutely.
I thought that was really cool.
Absolutely.
And then he goes on to say, service without reverence is smoldering toward rebellion. Think about that one. So if you're serving, if someone is serving without reverence, that is a very selfish motive.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's your own motive.
Yes. So it's rebellious.
Yes.
You're saying, I'm going to get what I want.
Yes. So I'm serving you to get something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not serving you to give.
So you see how that rebellion comes out.
I see.
I'm not serving you because I love you and I want to help you. I'm serving you because you're going to give me something in return, what I want.
Yes. Wow.
Careful.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I just thought, wow. And really, we could go on and on, but then he says, without reverence, a house is not a home. Mm-hmm. A boss is not a leader. Mm-hmm. An instructor is not a teacher. And without reverence, we wouldn't even know how to learn reverence.
Well, that's true. That is true. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the book?
Reverence? Yeah, the book it was written by Paul Woodruff. I have no idea if he was a Christian or not. I didn't do that much of investigating. Mm-hmm. I just liked his philosophy. Yeah, and it was more philosophy related versus more biblical related. Mm-hmm. What I applied to this, mm-hmm. but it could go either way. And some of the things he says, just based on what I see here, makes me think he's probably at least a believer in God. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure if he's a Christian or not, but because he talks about a virtue. Yeah. So, but it's just, it's like, we really got to get back to reverence. I think we have to respect and have reverence to our lives. Mm-hmm. And then also, what about reverence to our purpose?
Well. That goes back to the serving part, because your purpose should serve others. I mean, of course, it serves us as well, because it builds us and shapes us and grows us, but it's for others, to serve others. So if you have the wrong motive, then that's very selfish. Mm-hmm.
And it's okay for your purpose to fulfill you.
Yes.
So fulfilled is a lot different than doing something on a motive so that I get something in return. Because God designed us. We're all human beings. We're all human nature. And all of us could tend to not have reverence at some point.
That is true.
We don't all have reverence every day. I mean, it just
we
would
do
be
not.
impossible. We have to really work at it.
Right.
But what I will say, when it comes to your purpose and your passion,
Yes.
it is not about you. It is about others, but it does fulfill you.
It does fulfill you.
It fulfills you because that's how God designed it, so that we would want to do it.
Yes.
Because if it didn't fulfill us as human beings, we probably wouldn't want to do it.
That's true. That's true. So I will rephrase that and say it's for our good and it's for God's glory.
I love it.
It is.
For our good and God's glory.
Yes.
And the good of others.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not about us, but it can't be done without us.
That's good. That's good. That's good. I have to use that one. It's not about
We're
us,
poets.
but it can't be done without us.
Yeah, it's not about us, but it can't be done without us.
Yes.
And I like your little spin on that. It's about glorifying God.
Yes,
it all
absolutely.
comes back
Absolutely
to Him. So, that's what we do around here at I've Decided. We help you achieve your goals and dreams, whatever that might be. We are a personal development organization. And as a member of our community, you get some great benefits that provide you all the pieces of the puzzle for success: motivation, inspiration, support, accountability, information like the weekly winning resource.
Yes.
And the word that we just took a little deep dive into.
Yes.
And opportunities to share your story.
Absolutely.
And platform to promote what you do in a lot of ways.
Yes.
And a community of people, like-minded people.
Absolutely.
That are encouraging.
You also get a whole lot more. She's being very modest, but you get a whole lot more.
Well, we just, this is our purpose. It's our
Yes.
purpose, and it's fulfilling. It fulfills me. It's what I was born to do. But it is for you and for glory of God, because, He saved me. And
Yes.
what else am I supposed to do?
Yes.
If I'm not working for Him, what else am I supposed to do? Is the least I could do. And not that He needs me to do anything, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
It fulfills me to feel like He needs me to do something.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
But I always come back to it, because God and I, we have these conversations sometimes, and maybe you do too, but I'm like, hey, you made me.
Oh, yes. Now you gave this to me. Now what am I supposed to do with it?
You created me like this. I love it. Okay. I want to share this quote, and then I want you, Juanita, to remind us one last time about Emerged. If someone is listening who they can relate to you, and they've struggled with some type of abuse in their past, and they go, I need to talk to Juanita. I want you to tell them how they can get in touch with you. Okay.
Will do.
But this was the quote, and it says, pursue some path, however narrow and crooked, in which you can walk with love and reverence. And that's a Henry David Thoreau. And I think that's what I'm talking about when it says reverence for purpose and passion is key for your success.
Yes.
You have to have reverence for who you are, who you were born to be, what you were born to do, what God allowed you to experience so that you could be who you are, and have reverence for that. And your path is going to be narrow and crooked sometimes.
Yes, it is.
But you walk in love and you walk in reverence.
Yes.
And it's going to be beautiful.
Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
that. No matter how narrow or crooked the path.
And sometimes it's real crooked.
Man, let me tell you, it's crooked.
It is real crooked.
Yes.
All right. So I won't put you on the spot and make you sing a little tune, unless you just got one in your heart you want to pound out for a couple
Amazing
seconds.
Grace is always great.
Okay.
So if you want me to sing Amazing Grace,
maybe a chorus or two, little line.
I can do one chorus.
Okay.
You tell me whenever you want me to start.
Go ahead.
Alrighty, Amazing Grace by Juanita Williams. No. I like acting silly too. That's just me. Alrighty. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch was blind, but now I see.
Woo!
Yeah, that song is very,
Woo!
it has more meaning to me now. I mean, I learned it as a kid, but it has more meaning to me now.
Well, I have to say, do you know how that song came about? Do you know the story behind it?
I do, but I don't remember the whole story.
Well, it's I don't remember the whole story either, but it was a man and his family who were on a boat on their way to America, and his entire family was killed in some storm on that boat. And he wrote that song.
Yeah.
I get chills. That's amazing. Amazing. Okay. Bring it back. That's awesome. I love it. So good. So good. I mean, you have the most beautiful voice, and I know you use it.
Oh, God bless you.
You use it. You're in a choir and sing at church. And
I am not right now.
We got to do something about this. We need a record. I
do have an EP out.
You do?
I do. It's called Expected Glory. It's on Amazon and on all of the streaming sites. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh.
Well, we're going to have to post all this out there so you can find her. Because now they're going to be like, I need to hear her sing again. I had no idea. I just thought, I knew you had a beautiful voice and stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I shared that with you. I guess
well,
I did not.
Maybe you could have. I'm not going to say you didn't. But if you did, it's been a while and I forgot.
Yeah,
I'll say that. But I usually don't forget that kind of stuff.
No, I don't think I did. I think I was just too excited about the hope for it.
Wow. Okay, real quick. How do they get in touch with you, Juanita?
You can get in touch with me on social media, Instagram, Juanita Thornton Williams, Facebook, Juanita Thornton Williams, or you can email me at juanitarwilliams@gmail.com. And Juanita is spelled Juanita, because some people like to spell it with a Z or a Q or a W.
Juanita it's like Juan. Juan. Yes.
Ita.
Awesome.
Yes.
And we would love to have you join our community at I've Decided. So if it's something you've been thinking about, just go ahead and stick the stake in the ground and do that right now. It takes 2 minutes. Go to ivedecided.org. You can decide if you want to be a Launch My Success member or with group coaching or one-on-one coaching. You get to choose, okay? And I would love to have you in our community and meet you. So have a wonderful rest of your week and day, wherever you are.
I would also like to offer, if they join the I've Decided community, or if someone wants to connect with me through I've Decided, I will offer the program so I have 4 tiers: platinum, gold, bronze, and silver. I will offer the full program at the silver price, and that's $5.99.
Wow. Okay, we need to put that out there. We'll put that out there for you guys. That's awesome. Thank you, Juanita.
No problem.
Special prize. All right.
Yes.
See you guys later.
Bye.